Back when I used to play footy, there was this little old fella who'd come and watch us play, Reggie. And after a match, he'd buy us all half a bitter in the con club. Half a pint of bitter. I always remember that. He must have been 5 foot, 8 or 9 stone, piss wet through, flat cap, smoked roll-ups, proper old timer, you know. Always wore a shirt and tie. Anyway, one day, I caught him staring at me across the bar, you know, these beady little eyes watching. And he says to me, "Sip it, lad, don't sup it." Didn't think anything about it at the time. Little old Reggie with his shaking hands. Big red nose that looked like it was gonna burst any minute. Like a tomato. Some of the lads used to call him Mickey. You know, Mickey from the Rocky films. Get up your bum. What was his name? Memory's shot. Penguin. He was the Penguin in the old Batman show. I can't remember. Anyway, it wasn't until after he died that one of the lads told me that he was an alcoholic. Fell asleep with a lit cigarette in his hand. Poor old sod. Little Reggie with that twinkle in his eye. Telling you what you should have done during the match. That midfielder's running rings around you, young fella. You ought to be ashamed. Not fit to wear the strip. Funny. Oh, man. Reggie. I only mention it because I had a dream about him not long ago. We were walking down this beach. Scarborough, maybe. I don't know. There was a pier, anyway, I think. And he was talking to me like he was my old fella, you know. Your mum this, your mum that. And when I woke up, I was in tears. Not because it upset me or anything, but because I'd believed it. Awful like that, aren't they, dreams? You believe something so much and it seems so real, and then when you wake up, it's just your mind playing tricks. Little old Reggie. I wish he had been my old fella. Would have been a better dad than the one I did have. Right hard-nosed bastard he was. He was tough. Or mean. He was a drinker. But he wasn't like Richie. I'm convinced he had a split personality. He was like two people, like Jekyll and Hyde. Only we didn't see Jekyll so much. He used to disappear for days. And you'd pray that he wouldn't come back. Because when he did, we were all terrified of him. Absolutely terrified. And he'd walk through that front door and the whole house would change. God, and he stank. Booze, sweat, fags. God knows where he'd been and what he'd been doing. His hands. I always remember his hands because they were filthy. His knuckles were always red. What a dodgy bastard he was. He'd have my mum run into that corner shop all hours of the day. Gin, vodka, whiskey. He had a throat like a sink. Fucking drink terps if he could. I used to hate the smell of it. The whole house stank of booze. It used to make me sick, genuinely sick. I'd have to run into the ginnel round the back of my house and be coughing my guts up. Hated the smell of it. Hated the empty bottles. The sound they made. Funny that, isn't it? It's Funny how it all turns out.